This is the last week that the founding rate for Leaders Evolution is open. I could spend the next several minutes selling it to you, but I'm not going to do that. The blog this week has the whole case. It's got the program laid out, it's got the price, and all the reasoning behind all of that. If you want that, go read it. It's waiting for you. This is something else. This is me in the final week saying things that a sales page is not allowed to say. And I'm going to tell you up front, this is a hard one for me. You're going to understand why in just a few short minutes. Now let me tell you why this exists, because it's probably not what you would guess. I did not build Leaders Evolution because I had leadership figured out and I wanted to hand people the answers. I built it because I got it wrong for the better part of 30 years. And it cost me more than I like to say out loud. I spent most of my career as the person that everything ran through. And if I'm being straight with myself, I made sure of it. Because being needed felt an awful lot like being valuable. It took me a long time and a few moments that I would not want to live through again to understand that the most useful thing a leader can do is make themselves a little less necessary on purpose. I built this so the next person doesn't have to learn that as slowly or as expensively as I did. The whole thing grew out of getting it wrong first. The hard part is, the reason I almost didn't make this video at all, I'm scared to put this out into the world. I'm truly scared. I used the word terrified a couple weeks ago. It's the kind that sits in your chest and just doesn't move. And look, I know exactly where it comes from. I've watched forces bigger and smarter than me shape this path the whole way. And looking back, I can see how it wound exactly the way it was supposed to get here. Even the stretches that were brutal while I was sitting inside of them, and there were some. You would think that that knowledge would make me calm, but mostly it makes me aware of how much is riding on me not to fumble the handoff. Because here's what I sit with. I believe that empowerment design is revolutionary. I believe that Leaders Evolution changes lives. I'm not going to be falsely humble about that. So, if I put it out into the world and it doesn't land the way it should, there's no one to blame except for me. It would not mean that the idea was wrong. It would mean that I did not deliver it the right way. And that thought scares me more than I know how to explain to you. Then there's this other fear, and it's a little bit of a stranger one. What if it does land? What if the world actually sees this and it makes every ripple it's capable of making? I've told people privately that I'll know my work is finished on the day that a stranger describes empowerment design to me with no idea that I had anything to do with it. The day I see someone I have never met talking about it, who has never heard my name, that's the goal. That's the indicator to me. That's the entire point of all of it. And the old version of me, the one who is still here on my bad days, is scared to death of precisely that. Because that day is the day that I lose control of the thing I built. Which is, and listen, I hear myself saying this, the most hypocritical fear a man in my position could carry. I stand in front of people and I tell them the whole goal is to let go, to build something that no longer needs them so the people around them can finally grow. And here I am, afraid of the success that looks exactly like that. I preach the cure for the fear I'm confessing to you right now. So, I'm going to do the thing that I keep asking other people to do. I'm going to put it out anyway. Scared and unsure, fully aware that I could be wrong, and moving regardless. Because waiting until the fear left, that's never a real plan. Because the fear, it's not going to leave. You move with it, or you don't move at all. Let me also be plain about what this is not. Because you've been sold enough by people who are not plain with you. Leaders Evolution is not a magic fix, and I am not a guru. There is no inner circle hovering above it, no next tier I'm quietly steering you towards. This is the whole thing. And it's the last thing I'll ever ask you to buy. Once you're inside, my part is nearly finished because the growth is not something I do to you. It's something you do with better tools and a clearer view of your own business than you walked in with. So here's the one person I'm really talking to. You've been circling this since the first of the month, or maybe even longer. You read along, something moved in you, and then you found a reason to wait. I understand that completely because I have been you more times than I can count. And I just spent 3 to 5 minutes telling you I am being that exact person about this very video. I'm not going to push you because the decision I pressure out of you is not worth having to you or to me. But I do want to say one thing to the part of you that already knows. That quiet sense that you carry, that there has to be a better way to lead than the one you're living, it's worth trusting. In my experience, it is almost always right. And you don't get past a fear like that by waiting for it to just go quiet. You get past it by moving while it's still loud. I'm doing that right now, on camera, with something that means more to me than I've really ever let on. If I can do it, you can do it. Founding Rate closes June 30th. If this is right for you, you already feel it. And the door, it's open until then. If it's not, I'm grateful that you gave me these few minutes. And I hope that the rest of what we make throughout this year can serve you in some way. Either way, go move the thing that you've been stepping over. That matters far more than whether you ever join anything of mine. And for what it's worth, I'm going to keep doing the same. Scared and moving right beside you.